So Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri went to the Turning Point USA event in Phoenix the other day, and during a speech, he offered this advice to young men. Watch.
Young men, let me make a suggestion to you. Why don't you turn off the computer and log off the porn and go ask a real woman on a date? How about that? Just a thought. Ask her out. Young men, why don't you be the ones who do the asking?
Happy New Year, everybody. My first video of 2023 is going to be about porn, making my wife and my mom proud right off the back. Now, during this interview with Tucker, Josh Hawley would go on to say,
the liberal culture, what the message to young people is, the most you can aspire to in life is to be a consumer who sits in a cubicle in front of a computer all day.
Admitting that liberals get jobs and work, but whatever.
And doesn't ask any questions, it doesn't do anything meaningful with your life. And what we need to say to young men and young women too is just the opposite. Aspire to be something more than a consumer. And for young men, aspire to be something more than a consumer pornography. Aspire to actually create something in your life, like create a family, for instance. That is the single greatest act of rebellion, if you like, against the liberal culture.
Not that I want to defend liberals, but I will get back to this part later. But first, this needs to be said. People can be in relationships and enjoy porn at the same time, while not being addicted to it. As outlined in this New York Post article, a study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine revealed there are recreational, compulsive, and distressed adult content viewers. Recreational users reported higher sexual satisfaction and lower sexual compulsiveness, avoidance, and dysfunction. Recreational viewers account for 75% of all participants in the study, watching an average of 24 minutes of porn a week. This group consisted of mainly women and people in relationships. Per Forbes, when Hawley says stuff like this, he's sticking with a very antiquated idea that video games are a, quote, guy thing, when the industry is now anywhere from 45 to 52% women, depending on which studies you reference. Never mind the fact that video games and online play are a meaningful point of interaction for both men and women. This Forbes article reminds us that this take from Hawley is nothing new. He said this in November of 2021.
We'd be surprised that after years of being told that they are the problem, that their manhood is the problem, more and more men are withdrawing into the enclave of idleness and pornography and video games.
As for Hawley pinning this on liberals and liberal ideology, 8 of the top 10 pornography-consuming states went for McCain in the 2008 presidential election. The 2 exceptions, Florida, and we know what it is now, and Hawaii, went Democratic. The biggest consumer of internet pornography was Utah, with 5.47 subscriptions per 1,000 home broadband users compared to Montana, the lowest state with 1.92 subscribers per 1,000. In addition to the conservative states' avid consumption of internet pornography, there have been numerous examples of prominent conservative politicians and public figures whose lofty statement of values in sexual matters was cruelly undercut by their own actions. Larry Craig, Newt Gingrich, Mark Foley, Jimmy Swaggart, Bob Livingston, Henry Hyde, Ted Haggard, and Bob Packwood, among scores of less recognizable names. While there are some surveys and polls which indicate that Republicans are more likely to get and stay married, others say that Republicans are more likely to cheat and engage in spousal abuse. So, Senator Hawley blames the porn industry, liberals, and feminists for stuff that conservative boys and men do or don't do. So, not holding themselves accountable. I'm glad he told boys and men to take the initiative to ask women out, but let's tell them to take personal responsibility to be more desirable partners, if that's what they want to do. Kind of seems like Hawley wants men to improve America by getting married and starting families, instead of improving themselves in order to get married and starting families. For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect knows Japanese. For more from the Young Turks, stay right here. To see additional content from yours truly, click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, We Gonna Be Alright. Thanks for watching.